Hi guys, I am ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Farthest Frontier. So things are going pretty well. We did actually lose a whole bunch of people in our last attack from the raiders. And we do want to kind of bolster that a little bit, I think. Let's upgrade a few things while we're looking at it. We've got so much stone that we may as well use it. Now, we want to bolster that a little bit for future. But also, other than that, I do think we're kind of in a good spot, right? Things are moving smoothly. We don't seem to be running out of food, though that could change really quickly. And I just want to keep, just kind of want to wonder when we're going to kind of conclude this. I don't know if this game has a natural ending point. But anyway, a few more things we wanted to do. So let me pop into the amenities and services side of things. We still don't have a guild hall. The guild hall is pretty pricey to build, but I think, yeah, and it's going to take us a little bit of time in terms of at least the bricks to get it to a point, as well as the ingots, I think. But anyway, I do want to build it. So what does it do? The guild hall manages the industries and services within the settlement, consuming paper to improve efficiency. So I guess we're going to try and do that. And I think a spot like this is really pretty good. It doesn't seem to have any kind of natural impacts on anything immediately around it, right? It doesn't actually need to be within the range, right? So let's just say this is a pretty good spot for it. We've kind of opened up some areas here. This is where our industries are located. So let's start the construction of that one. Our yearly taxes summary has been presented. We're generating some knowledge, so let's pop into that ever so quickly. Can't remember what the last thing was that we were working on. Yeah, we definitely did a few things over here. We're pretty good at all of this, right? So conscription unlocks the policy. Soldiers' recruitment costs are reduced by 30%, but town happiness is reduced by -10. I think that's a pretty useless policy, to be honest, because the actual recruitment cost is not the big ticket item. It's the upkeep that I'm more worried about. So really not something that I'm interested at all. Maybe this one. 50% bonus damage versus mounted units for pikemen, armor plus 15% armor for soldiers. I mean, yes, that works, but I'm not sure that's really that useful. I think we've upgraded most of the things that we were looking for. This isn't very useful. Health of all buildings, and then health of barracks, lookout towers. I mean, this is something we could go down. Not that it's going to be really in that much of a favor. I mean, we can come back and backfill some of these things. I'm a little bit more interested in potentially continuing the rate at which deep mines mine. That would be quite useful to us. The yield from gold ingot production, yeah, of course, that is of use. What is this? Work at the firework produce? I don't think we need that at this stage. What is this one? Yield, 25% yield from candle production. That's something we can definitely do. We've got a 25%. Let's work on shoes that we can fill in. We've already buffed the rat catchers. Birth rate increases. I don't know if that's something we want to necessarily pursue. Minus 50% work to produce books. It's a useful one, but is it really that? Markets generate 30% additional taxes, but town happiness is reduced by 10%. This one is something I'd be way more interested in than some of the other policies. So that policy could be of use. Then there's some recycling for glass, which I don't think will benefit us significantly at the moment. We produce so little. And then here unlocks the policy commerce negotiations. Merchants carry 100% more gold, but they pay less for the goods. I don't think that's necessarily in our favor just yet. Honey and wax production, maybe. Animal farming. Generate 30% more meat. So barns and chicken coops, 30% more meat, but the animal's health is reduced. I don't think that's useful to us either. And then this one, meat yields from hunted traps again. And then we could maybe do a little bit more on this stuff. And then here, speed of forages, speed of hunters, forages work radius increases. I mean, these kind of things are useful to fill in, but critical, I don't know. We filled in so much of the stuff. I think 100% cover rate from a bedridden state. I don't know. I think prohibition. Prohibition, villages are 50% less likely to get drunk, but the town happiness is reduced. Again, not super important. I mean, now we can start looking at these guys. But I think for the time being, I'm just going to continue the deep mine ventilation. I think that is the most benefit to us right away. We've got a number of deep mines now in effect, and we would like to keep them operational. Now, we are also thinking about, let me pause it for a second while we quickly have a look at what we're producing here. So I'm guessing the tanner, I mean, we fairly recently built a new tanner, right? So that should really be improving our production here a little bit more. And same with the Cooper. So those two are a little bit low, and I don't like that, right? We can really buff that. What we should be using is if we've got significant resources. So like grain, we've got significant resources, and that should be producing beer, right? From grain, we should be producing beer. So let's just have a look. Can't seem to see any of that, and we don't see any zero values either. So root vegetables, nuts, and then pastries we're not... Oh, here are the beers. Okay, so I guess reasonable amount of beers available. I'm not too super worried about that. Flax fiber is used in linen clothing... and paper production. So I guess I want to buff our paper production a little bit. How is our candles? Candles is looking okay. Candles is looking okay. Glassware, I think we imported these spices and it's not being used for anything, it seems. So all of our tools are looking pretty good. Sand is reasonable. What we need to probably baskets, furniture. So potentially additional Cooper stuff. Is maybe worth our attention a little bit, yeah. Yeah, so really we want to see a little bit more brick production and paper production as a starting point. The rest is fairly... Oh, and certainly hide coats and Cooper. So let's quickly pop out of this. I believe we built a new Cooper somewhere, right? So we have a Cooper over here. Now we have a new one. So presumably they will start boosting things a little bit more. So that's kind of the plan. We might be short on wax, so I think that should be okay. What was the other one we thought about? Paper. So paper, we've got the paper mill here, but I guess what we need to start looking at is another paper mill. So let's grab another paper mill. I believe if we go down to resources, we will find a paper mill over here. Yeah, I think that's okay. We can start the construction of the paper mill right next to the guild hall. I think it's going to be fine. We'll do it like that. We'll pop it in there. So we'll get the paper mill started as well. I'll get another paper mill going that will be useful to us. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. We want more paper so that we can produce more stuff. And when the guild hall is up and running, that will be useful to us as well. How many horses do we have? Let's wait for the newborns to come in. Then we'll pop a few more people into that area. What is happening over here? We've got too many. I think we're in the process of fertilizing these areas a little bit more. Yeah. So the plan is to fertilize here. You can see where we've been having the animals graze for a long period of time. We've seen quite a significant change in the fertility of those fields. And so that's something that we will continue to have a bit of a look at. Let's pause it for a second quickly here again. Sorry, I'm continuing to pause just to have a bit of a look at fertility. So this field should be quite fertile. Yeah, you can see significant fertility here. We've got a fertility boost running at the moment. The animals should be doing their thing over here to try and buff fertility in this area particularly. This area is looking pretty good. We've been fertilizing that a little bit as well. Okay. Keep going. Some of these things should be able to upgrade, but again, our issue is more with regards to brick. So let's move over here to our brick production. What do we have available in this area? Clays? Not so much. We should have clay. Oh, clay production is coming in from up here, right? This is where we've got some significant clay production. I think what I'll do is I'll bump up a few more people in here. We do have the shelter in here. Do we have clays available here? Yeah, lots of clays. So let's do that. Now, the question is, these guys should be transporting a place for villagers to stockpile building materials, such as logs, stone, and wood planks. But I understand that from this, a cart can move things around a little bit, right? What's happening over here? Unfilled? Well, let's fill it instead then, okay? Let's get it filled. And and maybe what we should be doing is let's buff that work area a little bit so we grab a few more of those areas. And that should have a pretty healthy range there. Okay. So I think that's kind of the plan, to continue to bolster some of these activities. We want to make sure that we're producing reasonable amounts of these things and not having people walk too far. I think we've got kind of everything we need here. Okay, let's continue to do some upgrades. So something like that we can upgrade. These are under upgrade at the moment. Let's look. New villages have been born. Let's upgrade over here. We want to try and upgrade many of these streets, right? So people are kind of walking, you know, a little bit quicker to various areas, right? So if we do these kind of rotary routes or radial routes, it would be good. This is working away. I guess we could add 2 people to it and get a little bit more of the ingots there. Let's have a look at this. Labor is a little bit down on us at the moment, so we need a few more people to come in. Do we have housing? Not really, so we need to expand our housing a little bit. And I was kind of wondering, maybe we do it via upgrades.
What is it?
It does look like it's supposed to be the right way of doing it. We don't really have the ability here. Oh, a new traveling merchant has arrived. So let's move over there. Well, actually, I thought new animals should have been born already. Yeah, anyway. Let's, that's the guild hall. And it's saying beer. We'll have a look at that. But I think we have beers available. So this is our trading center. We still have a lot of gold around. I think we can sell this. We can definitely sell some stuff over there. So let's move like 100 items in there. Actually, maybe we can even do 150. Let's do 150 soap. Let's confirm that. Let's get it transferred in. We already have 29 in here. Let's boost that up a little bit more. Let's get this up to about 200, I think. So let's confirm. Let's bring those items in and let's sell them to to kind of grab a little bit more gold. I don't think there's anything we want to necessarily buy from flax crops produce 50% more yield. That's pretty useful, but not something that I necessarily want to buy at this stage. The hide coats is an issue. Okay, so let's wait for these items to come in. We'll clear these 2 messages and have a quick look at the tannery, right? So we've got 1 tannery and we've fairly recently built another. Let's add 2 more people to work there just so that we get that hide production up a little bit more. The fishing shacks are doing their thing over here as best they can, I think. So we'll keep that going. These homes are okay. This is what? The library. Let's add an extra person to the library. Yeah. Storage is empty. What does this actually do? The library generates entertainment by providing book access to the villagers. Entertained villagers are happy villagers. Books wear out over time. So at least we do have books available. So hopefully this will give us some items, right? There are books available. So we're just waiting for someone to stock it, right? There we go. 19 books available. I think there might be books on the way here as we speak. Okay, so that's pretty good. We're slowly starting to improve that situation. So I guess what we can do, this is upgrading to a large house. If we have a quick look here, what are our upgrade requirements here? I think we don't need bricks, right? Yeah, absolutely. We can upgrade in this area pretty nicely. So what I'm thinking is let's maybe do a bit of an upgrade of something like this in the center of town, potentially like that to boost desirability a little bit. We'll try and build something desirable right next to the market here as well. So if we go to decorations, something like a garden trail, oh, right there, could be a little bit useful. Is there something a little bit more robust? Something like a small statue? A medium statue. We can't actually place a medium statue. They're pretty pricey to build as well. What about these guys? Ornamental trees. Oh, they're pretty big. I think let's place an ornamental tree over there. And maybe an ornamental tree over there. The two of them should help a little bit. We could also then just go back, grab ourselves some little form of park. Now, the park, unfortunately, takes up so much room that we're not going to necessarily do that just yet, but we can certainly have a look at these like medium gardens. It's about the same size as an ornamental tree, and we could run a few of them through here. So let's grab a bit of a garden over there. So there's a few different things that we're kind of that we're going to try and build in this area to try and get a bit of an upgrade going, because that should hopefully help us out with a little bit more housing. Now, I think we also started looking at housing in this area, but I was a little worried that it's a little bit not flat enough, right? Did we start leveling things out here? Let's quickly have a look. If we go to amenities and we grab ourselves a market, I think the plan was to put it somewhere over here, right? I think that's about right. So let's level this area, and we put a little bit more stuff on the hill here, right? So let's do kind of something like that. We'll level that out and see if we can. I think I did this already, didn't I? So maybe this hill is just a little bit too much of a challenge for us to get that to actually work. Let's pop in back over here, see if our stuff has arrived. Yes, some of it has arrived, so we'll go ahead and sell those items, get that into place, get the money to come in. Child has grown up. Work area needs to be moved. Okay, so these guys, they are hunters, right? Where are there things to be hunted? Over here, right? So all we need to do is maybe just kind of move this over to this area a little bit, and then this one will. Is there? There's nothing else here, right? All the way over there. Anything up this way? Oh yeah, I think so. Oh, there's another unlimited clay mine up here. Let's move this one up here. Maybe we'll sort out some of these wolves a little bit more. Okay, so we'll move those areas. Hopefully the hunt will be good for us, and we can get some more stuff. Livestock animals born, 52 of them. So let's pop in here quickly. Now we're only one extra horse, so the horses are pretty slow in producing. These guys are pretty good, right? So we've been, and we do need to upgrade some of these as well. Let's have a quick look. We have, let's just see. I've moved this guy over, but this guy needs a bit of an upgrade at some point. So we've got, how many of them do we have? We just got the one here working away heavily to try and generate enough planks. And I do wonder, are we starting to see upgrades here? Not yet. It's not even upgrade season there yet. Let's have a quick look at this. No, not that one, but this one. Did the stuff come in? Still waiting on it. It should be here fairly soon. And hopefully we're upgrading a bunch of stuff. We need more people, right? That's the key thing here, is that we need way more people to get all of this to work, right? We need way more people. So let's go ahead and speed things up a little bit now. At least to 2 times. So we've got so much soap production here, because that's kind of what we're selling, right? These are currently under construction. We're hopefully creating bricks at a reasonable pace. Did we see the arrival of the hides? Not yet. We should see a lot of food being produced from our barns and our animal and our livestock, which will continue to grow, of course. This is still not coming in, right? We've got so many people working here, but for some reason, the stuff is just not arriving in kind of a reasonable amount of time. We've got a lot of room to expand our industry here, which is something that we're obviously interested in. But in order for us to do that, we really do need way more people to live and work here. So this is currently finishing off. So I want to see if we can put the market in there. It looks like we'll be able to put the market in there now, right? Still not, huh? Slope is still too steep. But it definitely did level it out, right? Okay, I'm gonna This is the problem with this, right? This tool feels like it's a bit of a mess. Let's try that again with a little bit of a wider area there. Maybe that helps things out a little bit more. This guy has books available, and so the library should be entertaining people. Oh, yeah, look at that. We've got lots of upgrades happening here. Some of them quite costly, I might add. We do need more labor in town. We're a little bit short of that, so maybe actually we drop the builders a little bit and we increase the labor. Right? Yeah, that's a little bit of what we're doing. So let's do that. Try and increase the labor a little bit. We need more people to come and move in. That is the plan. We need more homes. Okay, let's pop back in here. Yes, we can do this sale here. So if we do that, that's a little bit too much. So we can just say sell whatever we can and sell those items. We take all their money. I do need to transfer some gold back out to town. So let's get the town back up to 5,000 gold, please. And just want to have one more look before this guy departs in a few days. Is there something we wanted to buy? I mean, I don't think we need improved flax production at this stage, right? But it's something that we can bear in mind in the future. These numbers are starting to look a little healthier now, at least. Okay, so let's leave it at that. We'll get the next trader to come in and we'll see what that's all about. Now, we do need more bricks. Brick production needs to be really improved, and I don't quite know how we're going to do that at the moment. Okay, look at this. We've already got the 2 here that we can immediately sell. We can sell a bunch of honey. Definitely do that. We can sell some other stuff as well. So we're really in a good spot here. Let's go ahead and sell 300 honey. What is, hang on, before we do that, 300 honey will kind of get us everything we want, right? We only need to sell honey here. So maybe what we do, is there anything we want to buy here? What is this? Hunter cabins yield 30% more meat. Yeah, I'm not sure that's really super duper useful to us. I don't think we need to buy any of these items. We're in pretty good shape concerning all of that. So really, we just need to do enough honey sales to kind of take all of his money. So 4 times 4 gives us 1,600. So yeah, 400 would take everything. 350 would maybe do the trick. 300 times 4 gives us 1,200. Then we need a little bit more. Actually, is there anything else we want to sell? No. So I guess just this, right? So 350. Let's just move 350 over there. That's going to be a reasonable number. We'll move no, not that much. 350. We'll move 350 in there. We'll take all of their money as well. This guy should be producing significantly, meaning that we may even be able... Let's have a look at what that ingots look like. Yeah, lots of ingots. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop 2 people from the mix there so we get a few more people into the labor activities. And clay, to be honest, is pretty good as well. I know I just added 2 people to the mix at clay here. But I think what we do instead is we reduce 2 of them. And we want to make sure that we have a little bit more people available for various other production activities, but also potentially more for labor to move things around. If we don't have the labor, we struggle to move things around. This is still underway. Have we done... What is this? What are these guys doing?
Your orders.
They are seeking a weapon. It's a... So why would that be? They just ran out of weapons? Let's add 1 more archer here, please. Thank you. So at least we're back up to 12 here. Okay. Slowly building stuff, but really the bricks thing is a bit of an issue for us. And then also the wooden planks. So bricks will allow us to upgrade more of these things. So really, brick production is one of those things that we just really need to be boosting quite a lot of. Yeah, there's enough going on over there. I don't know how I boost brick production even further. We don't have the stuff available in this location. I wish I could say, move this stuff. What is this guy doing? Let's follow this guy. Okay, before we do that, let's quickly look at this. This is a wolf. Hopefully, gone. Unfortunately, the hunter was not able to... The hunter was not able to deal with the wolf by himself. which is a bit of a challenge. Kind of makes me wonder whether we should have both hunters focus on these areas. Let's move it up a little. If I move this area to like something like that, hopefully that picks it up and we can get that done. Okay, let's try and resolve that. We can't really afford to be losing people that much. Okay, I wanted to have a look at this wagon coming over here. I'm pausing so I can see
Hello
what this
there.
guy's doing. Occupation is a wainwright driving the wagon, and I have no idea what it's supposed to be doing. So let's keep an eye on this guy. I want to make sure I understand if it's coming over here to get the clay or what is it doing. A villager has died. Villagers are being born. It's going and it's grabbing nothing, right? Is that correct? You just get, oh no. Transport wagon. Okay, there we go. I picked it on the person. Okay, transport wagon. Items transferred last year. Oh, transport wagon storage. Items transferred last year. So this guy is in fact doing a bunch of stuff, right? But at the moment, we don't seem to be holding anything in the wagon. Is there a way, hang on, is there a way for us to request stuff, right? Can I request stuff, right? If I say, oh yes, I can. There we go. This is what we're going to do. We want like 100 clay here at all times, right? That is the plan. And at the same time, so that should be excellent. Set storage limit. So that is going to request the stuff to come this way. Okay. So hopefully that means these guys can be a little bit more efficient at doing this work. Beautiful. At the same time, I'm thinking something I should have done a long time ago is come in here and say, can we please... Oh, we can't actually request it to the storage item here. But we've got this area, and it's got all of that in place. So these guys should be able to get it done pretty quickly in this area. But what it also needs is potentially... These guys needs the coal. So what we'll also do is we will go ahead and we will request at least 100 coal to be delivered to this area. Right? I'm hoping that now maybe I've figured it out. After playing for hours and hours, I still haven't figured out that that's actually what needs to happen. This guy, can we sell? We can sell some stuff. So let's sell whatever we've got there. Sell those items. Get a little bit of money to come in already. Yeah, we'll wait on some more stuff to arrive, but that's good as long as we are continuously buffing our stockpiles. Too many people are dying. Stop dying, please. This got the gold ingots. Actually, the gold ingots should be coming down this way. So let's bring in a little bits of gold. Well, let's do whatever we can to get the gold ingots to come this way as well. So bring in the gold ingots. You're using that. Are we bringing in wood here? We should be bringing in wood. So let's make sure to have at least 100 wood stockpiled in this area. We don't really need everything else. So on this side, for instance, instead we should be bringing in sand, right? So please bring in 100 sand or whatever. We don't have that much sand. Let's bring in 50 sand over here so that can be working this area. Okay, at least maybe I'm starting to get the hang of this. If we go to Trader 1, can we do the rest of the sales? Not quite yet. What does Trader 2 want to see? I'm not sure I'm going to sell these items, really. Maybe we can sell 20, 30, 50. Maybe we can get some 500 over there. I mean, we can sell some more of this, but really we're not quite there with regards to taking this guy's money. Maybe a little bit. Maybe what we'll do is let's transfer 50 candles out that way, so at least take 500 from that. Did we want to put an extra 100 out this way? I think so. Let's do an extra 100 soap to this guy also, so we can try and move some of those items. There's no point in selling the furniture. It's pretty pricey, the furniture, but we've got so little that it might not necessarily be in our favor. Actually, maybe what we'll do is let's just transfer 5 items of furniture out that way. I know it's not ideal, but let's just transfer some of that out there. We've got more people. Yes, we will accept them, even though they don't have any housing. So we do need to find them a place to live. This thing is done. So let's see. Can I now please get this guy to work? We can. So we'll start working on that. And at the same time, we need to start bringing in some housing. So let's grab. Okay, so some housing at least. So let's quickly do a few things. What I'm going to do is let's try and level a little bit more. Actually, let's do something like that. Just exceeding the maximum size. So if we did maybe something like this, let's level a little bit over there to see if we can make a little bit of room for this. Can we put some housing down here is really the plan. Yes, we can. Not enough room on that side. We can do that one there. We can do that one there. Here the slope is a little bit too steep. So what we'll do is we'll slope it out a little bit on this side as well. So let's get that going. So we'll get a few houses to come in. We'll expand our town. These things are being built, but again, we're currently struggling with the production here. I'm hoping that we will find that stuff is arriving here. Yes, stuff is being brought in. So presumably, no, that's not, no, nothing has been brought in yet. Okay, people are being cured. These upgraded, right? No, it's still shelters for the time being. This has upgraded. That is in place. This is in place. So still not quite there to upgrade, eh? If we look at this guy, for instance, in the middle of all of these things, needs to be up at 30, and we're not quite there yet. So we still need to do a few more upgrades in this area for us to get the housing upgrade. Now the knowledge has been generated. It's going pretty quickly at the moment. We can do more mining improvements. What does this take us to now? 45%. Meaning that presumably we need less people there. I guess that is the one I'm after. The only other one I was considering was improvement in the speed of doing what? Something like this, the candle production or the shoe production. But I guess those are lower volume items. I mean, we can do this. Minus 10% work for firewood production. Not that useful. I'm going to go for this one. This is going to be quite useful to us. So let's do that. We'll finish out that item there. Excuse me. Let's pop in here. So have we delivered the last items here? We have. So let's go and do that. 720. We'll do this and we'll say sell those items. Take all of his money. That is pretty good. Go to trader number 2. We've got stuff coming in, so we'll hopefully get some more money there. Let's just have a quick look. There wasn't anything we wanted to purchase here, right? We've got more than enough on all of the stuff that this guy has on offer. So I think we're all good. We're all good. Work area needs to be moved. This guy is saying it's got no access to stone, but there's still some stone in a number of different locations, right? This guy is a potential deep mine. This is a coal mine. We're trying to do lots of little things in these areas, but obviously this guy we would like to... We can move it a little bit and kind of trim back over there and still do some stone work, right? Let's have a look here. Anything on this side stone related? Got lots of stone up here, but that's maybe a little bit far away. We'll do a little bit of that. I think there's going to be some stone for them to be collecting in that location at least. I think this was the one we just talked about, right? There we go. Okay. Okay, we are going pretty slowly. Let's speed things up a little bit to see if things are continuously moving. Food is looking good. We are still contemplating the construction of houses over here. So we've got reasonable amounts of people that is working. All right, yeah. But we still need more. So once all of these items are leveled out, we start building some more homes. That's the plan. That is the plan. Let's pop back over here, have a quick look. Trader 1, we've taken all of their money. Trader 2, some stuff is available. So let's start by selling those items, taking some of their money there. Still waiting on a few more items to be delivered here, though. Anything we want to buy here? I don't think so. I think we're pretty healthy with all of these things. The hobos are a little bit low, but not too low. Not too low. Animal crop loss. Let's just quickly have a look at that. That's over here. It's okay because we're currently boosting fertility, weeding, all these kind of things for the next round. So we're trying to boost fertility a little bit by getting them in place to kind of help that. I don't mind them eating those crops, to be honest. Is this animal crop loss eaten by animals? Yeah. Potentially we have some of our animals just kind of lazing about in this area. I think we're reasonably okay with all of this stuff harvested. Yeah, it's pretty low, to be honest. Our yields are pretty low. Yeah, our yields are pretty low. It could be way better if we properly fertilize some stuff. Okay, continue the speedy move here. Okay, we've got this stuff in here, so let's sell that. Get a little bit more money, and let's sell the 5 or so items there and get a little bit more money even there. So that back up to 19,000 here. We've got 5,000 in stockpile locally, so we're pretty healthy with regards to our gold supply. Wouldn't mind getting it even healthier than that, but for the time being, it's pretty good. Okay, so I think we've leveled out here already, so let's have a look at some additional potential housing. Obstructed by a building. This is just too steep of a slope, so really that didn't quite work out for us. We might do kind of something like this and something like that, get a few more homes to start construction. Now, what we will need to provide here as well is, let's go to resources, grab ourselves a well. I guess a well in this location is not too bad, so let's do that. We'll pop a well in there also. Want to keep making sure that we've got all of those supplied. And that is the plan. Predators are attacking. Let's quickly have a look at that. So again, it's the wolves over here. Right? Okay, excellent. So the hunters are doing reasonably well to get the wolves under control. So I think that's okay. The hunters just need to keep an eye out for these things, right? Medicinal roots. I want to have a quick look. If we pop in here, medicinal roots are looking good. So we should be able to continue to produce medicines. Oh, actually, spices have been used. And from a medicines perspective, yeah, we've got a reasonable amount of medicines available. So that's all good. That is all good. Lots of little construction items happening. Okay, now let's come over here and see if our actual instructions have been followed. Excellent. So the plan is we want to see nice big boosts in production of bricks. These guys are mining coal. So actually we would like to make sure that we are maintaining like at least 50 in here. I don't want everything to be moving away, right? So that's why let's keep the items in place here so these guys don't have to stop. That's the plan. If they don't stop, we should be okay to continue to produce. So that's kind of the plan. Let's keep producing. Food is looking good. I don't worry about the food all that much. We are doing a reasonable job here, trying to maintain fertility a little bit, but fertility is pretty low all around. If we go to the other side, did we ever do anything here to improve fertility? 20. Yeah, so it does seem to be a pretty low number. But yeah, we've got quite a number of farms in this location. Did we ever bring in any kind of... so we've got this guy that's trying to apply compost for us. Yeah, maybe that's the more appropriate way to do it. This guy is saying, what is the issue here? Ah, so I guess in this area, what do we have here? Lots of lumber, but not so much coal, right? How much coal is still available here? Quite a lot. So I guess what we want to say is here, we need to please provide at least 30 coal. And at the same time, we need to provide at least 30 or 50 like clay, right? So with that in mind, hopefully the stuff is being brought in and we can see a little bit of a higher production in this location. We can't necessarily bring items into some of these other areas, but I think that should be okay now. Want to keep an eye on this and keep potentially expanding our food production activities. I do like what we've got going on over here, right? It looks pretty good with the hill, with the trees and the stuff. Do we have apiaries? Let's see about an apiary or two. Not that. That's not what we're after. So we want this one. Yeah, we do. We do have plenty of apiaries around. The gardens and the likes are doing okay. We could squeeze an apiary in here next to the garden, right? If we do that, yeah. We don't have all that much in the line of gardens, right? Over here we've got a bit. Let's add another one in here somewhere. 64 is not bad. Anything up here? 54, 61. Yeah, so the 64 we're getting over here. Let's add one more over there, another apiary in that location. We can even squeeze another garden in there to make that even better. So if we go to decorations, get ourselves a medium garden. So what is this? This is a medium garden, but we can't actually, we don't have enough room. So if we were to try and level this out a little bit, maybe we can squeeze that in. Let's pop back over here. So homes are starting to come in. We've got homes ready for these people. So yes, exactly. We are busy expanding upon our town. So predators are attacking. Let's double check that again. It's the wolf again. Good. I'm happy with us to continue to farm the wolves here. Where is this? This is it's a different location. No, it's the same location. It's the same location. So yeah, we're really happy for us to farm the wolves. At least keep them at bay to not do too many other crazy things that's causing us issues. Okay, so we've got this area in place here. Do we go to housing and we grab that? Can we at least build some stuff here? Does not seem to be the case from a slow perspective. So I guess what we'll try and do is let's try and do maybe another kind of round of slope improvement activities here to try and see if we can get that going. What do we have over here? We have clay, but so these guys, I'm hoping these guys are reasonably producing at the moment. I mean, there's always bricks, right? I can always see bricks, and these numbers are slowly coming down. Whether they're super duper in our favor, I'm not always sure, but they look reasonable. There's an impending blizzard as part of the winter, but most of our harvests have been done. All of this looks pretty good. Even the firewood number is looking reasonable. We've got the firewood guys over here producing. Village is low on laborers, and we need some more to increase the efficiency. We've got 80 of them already. Wow. So we do need more people, right? We're trying our best to get more people in place. We are upgrading quite nicely here with regards to some of these roads now. We should be looking at maybe an upgrade over there. Oh, we are upgrading it already. Okay, fine. No problems. Let's do an upgrade over there. And an upgrade over here. Yeah, we'll slowly upgrade some of these roads. I'm not paying too much attention to it. But I think we're okay. Food-wise, I mean, we've got a year's worth of food. We've got tons of additional housing. Hopefully we'll slowly start to look at getting some upgrades going over here. I do like these little additional village expansions that we're doing every now and again. It's pretty useful to us. Predators are attacking. I'm continuing to keep an eye on that, but I guess it's our hunters that's doing a reasonable job at maintaining the wolf den. Yeah, so there's no wolves at the wolf den, but it's going to continue to spawn wolves. So hopefully our hunters can continue to do that. I don't think we need additional clay production at this time, so I guess we're okay. Some hawthorn over here that can be mined or basically foraged. Yeah, our population is growing pretty significantly at the moment. So hopefully we can continue to do that. Oh, this guy is already upgrading. Really? Wow. Then some of these will be upgrading soon. Yeah, they will. They will indeed be upgrading. And then we do need to upgrade this market also at some point. So we did do the leveling over here. So the plan is, can we now build some additional homes here? Oh, it's just a matter of that. Okay, well, let's start by adding some homes at least. Yeah, I guess that's okay. We'll add 3 homes like that. Should be okay. We want more homes. We want more room for homes. All this kind of stuff. At the same time, we may want to run some additional paths down the back there. But this market should give us a nice little additional area of expansion. To be honest, we can build some more homes in here, right? Yeah, that's fine. I'm comfortable with it not being, you know, with it not being a perfect square all the time. We're trying to build homes into the hill here, so we try and squeeze them in where we can, and that's kind of the plan in general. Okay, this episode has been going on a long time because I've been pretty slow in my activities today to try and maximize some of our things here. So we are bringing in gold. That's good. We are trying to get more coal in play. Let's have a quick look at what that coal number looks like. It is pretty reasonable, to be honest. So the coal and stuff should be available, and the ingots. So we should be pretty good. So the biggest thing we're struggling with at the moment is really the bricks. This is another potter that should be getting some clay on their hands. So where would we be bringing the clay? Down there. Where is the other potter? We've got both of them over here. Yeah, let's bring in some clay over here, please. So let's add like 30. Let's just make sure that there's like 50 clay here. There's enough clay out and about to be able to see that working. Okay, I guess we're getting to the end of the year, so we're gonna end this episode now. As soon as we get there, we do need to have a bit of a look at moving those animals around in the next episode. And that's the end of the year. So guys, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.